This week on the Digital Coffee, soon on Instagram, you're going to be able to share your stories with just small groups of people, which is cool. Meta and Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, are following in TikTok's steps by offering an ad-free subscription service, but maybe for different reasons. And WhatsApp is adding events. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. I was fiddling there trying to find my mug. Welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb, and I am a digital marketing ROI trainer, consultant, and mentor, which means that I help businesses just like yours get more money, more profit from the time, the energy, and the cash that you're spending on your marketing, which right now includes lots of Google Analytics training. So if you need to know about the new Google Analytics 4, you can. I don't have the QR code. I was going to say you can sign up for my thing, but get in touch. I can help you with that. Or brand new, coming next week, if you want someone to set up your Google Analytics for you and really customize your report and your experience, that's me too. But enough of the sales pitch. I can see we've got someone on LinkedIn. LinkedIn isn't telling me who you are, but here we go. Hello. I have to put my glass on. Ginny, it's Ginny over on LinkedIn. Great to see you here, Ginny. You know, LinkedIn is the new Facebook. It's it's where all the cool kids are hanging out these days, I have to say. And I can see we've got a few of you watching, maybe on various different channels. So do let me know where you're watching. Like, where in the world are you watching from? So Ginny, I think, is in the UK. And also, are you watching on Facebook? Are you watching on Twitter? Are you watching on YouTube? Haven't had anyone on YouTube for a while. I can see we've got Sarah, who is great to see you, Sarah. Sarah is amazing. You should all connect with her right now. She's over on LinkedIn. I can see we've got May King over on LinkedIn. I mean, really, LinkedIn is the place to be. Sorry, guys. Sorry, John. But you're watching on Facebook. Great to see you here on Facebook. So thanks for joining me. Lovely to see you. I'd also love to know what's in your mug, because I put my mug down. There's been a mug issue today. Because digital coffee, nothing comes out when I tip it out. I'd love to know what you've got in your mug. Have you got digital coffee or real coffee or tea or something fancy? I'd love to know. I'm not allowed coffee till after the show because I talk too fast already, apparently. We'll get on with the news, will we?
Hi, I'm Kyra Fingleton from Glamping Under the Stars, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
What if you've got different segments of customers, all of whom follow you on social media? It makes life a little bit difficult, doesn't it? Because one type of content is going to appeal to one sort of customer, another type of content is going to appeal to another. So how do you manage that? How do you make sure that people are seeing the stuff that is most relevant to them? Well, a new update from Instagram could help. Instagram is working on officially, this was announced by Adam Mosseri on his Instagram channel. I always say his name wrong. One day, sorry Adam, I'll get it right. Announced on his Instagram channel that this is happening, so it's legit. They are currently testing the option for you to be able to share your stories, not just with, say, close friends or everyone, which is there now, but actually to have groups of people that you share your stories to. And that's great because most of the people who watch your stories, if you look at your analytics, are going to be your existing followers. So you'll be able to share the content that is relevant to one audience and to another. There's going to be a little bit of work involved, particularly if you've got a lot of followers, because you're going to want to segment them into those different interest lists. It reminds me a bit of, who remembers Google Plus? Anyone? Google Plus. I remember I bought like 2 books on how to use it when it came out, when it was new, like as if anyone knew how to use it. But that was its whole basis, was this thing called circles. which were different interest lists, friends, family, and whatever that you could share particular content with. So I think this is great. It's kind of working the way that email marketing works as well, because of course on email marketing you can segment that way too. So I think this is a big update. I'm really looking forward to getting hold of it, because then maybe one day I'll create some stories on Instagram and share them with various people. So the big question is, what groups will you create? So will it be, do you have a B2B product and a B2C, business to business or business to consumer? Because that could be two distinct markets that you have. You know, do you, for example, I work with a lot of tourism businesses. So if you're a hotel, you have your people who want to run events, you have your wedding customers, and you have your tourists, and all of those need different types of content. So it's really deciding on those lists and doing the work. I can see Ginny saying that, yes, Google Plus was meant to be the everything. Yeah, I mean, it was my first social network that, you know, happened whilst I was doing social. So I joined them all, you know, early enough. But Google Plus came along and I was like, this is a new social network. It's come from Google. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to learn everything about it. And when there's a new social network, and I know myself and May King have talked about this on our podcast, when there's a new social network, you get really excited, and it's lovely because it's just a small group of people and you get to know them, and you kind of work out how things work and you talk about that, and it feels like a real sense of community. And then, of course, everyone turns up and it gets a bit naff. So talking about podcasts, I've got to mention that we are back. If you want to be on our podcast, come on over to LinkedIn at 10:30 a.m. Join myself and my wonderful co-host, May King Sang, where we'll be discussing one of these stories in more detail. And I'll remind you about that later on as well. But now, another news story, another news story.
I'm Louise Brogan, host of LinkedIn with Louise, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Meta is working on an ad-free subscription service. Now, you may remember 2 weeks ago on the last show, we were talking about this quite extensively, the fact that TikTok was offering a subscription service. And I was like, well, you know, I think more people would subscribe to Twitter Blue if you had a subscription offer. And it seems everyone now is jumping on board and following TikTok. We'll talk about Twitter/X in a little while, but Facebook first. They are going to offer for the EU, and this is where it's interesting, and this is where you may see their ulterior motive for doing this. In the EU, they are considering offering a subscription service. It says in the EU, and then it gives me a dollar price. That could cost around $17 a month for both Facebook and Instagram. So we've currently got a subscription plan that you can sign up to that gives you additional customer service and a few things. But this is going to be one tier above that. And for your $17 a month, you will get an ad-free experience. Now, why are they doing this? Are they doing this to generate money from the subscription service? Well, one person, Matt Navarra, who I'm sure a lot of you follow already on social, thinks not. He thinks, and actually when he said this, I was like, of course that makes sense, because it's EU only. They're having a few issues with the EU governing body, whatever it is, about personalised ads. So personalised ads are ones that are tailored for your experience. And the EU is saying, this is a bit of a data breach. In fact, they've actually sued Facebook. It's going through court upon court about this. So if they can't offer personalised ads unless people opt into them, which is the thing, that means their ad revenue is going to go down, because advertisers will no longer be able to get that good targeting. The ads won't be as effective. So how do you get people to opt in? Because we know people won't opt in for personalised ads. People don't care if they have personalised ads. So most people are going to opt out. How can you persuade them to opt in? Well, you could say, opt into personalised ads, or pay us $17 a month for an ad-free experience. You know what? That's going to force a lot more people to opt in. So I think Matt Navarro there is on the ball. It's an interesting one. I'm certainly not going to be paying Facebook $17.99, and I really don't care if I have personalised ads or not. So it is a bit overwhelming though, the ads that you're seeing in a moment. We're going to see how that works.
Hello, this is Simon Hodgkins, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
And it is not just Facebook that are following in the footsteps of TikTok by offering an ad-free subscription. It seems that Twitter are going to be doing it too. Oh, did I say Twitter? I meant X. You know what I meant. Yes, they're going to be offering it too. They are working on a tiered subscription program, which will offer 3 levels of subscription. Your current Twitter, X. One day I'll remember. One day I will remember your current X kind of premium verified subscription that you get. There'll be a tiered level above that where you will get half the amount of ads that you're currently seeing, and there will be a tiered level above that where you will see no ads and you'll pay extra for that. So they're following in TikTok's footsteps. I really think this is going to be an interesting experiment across these social networks to see how much people really do object to ads. Are they willing to pay? A little bit sad though, a little bit sad. But this matches, I suppose, the experience that we're seeing on things like Netflix. You know, they were going to offer, I don't know if it ever happened because I pay for my Netflix, but they were going to offer an ad free, an ad experience which would either make your subscription cheaper or free. So it is going to be interesting to see how many people will pay to get rid of ads. I won't be paying. I can see we've got Eileen here. Great to see you over on YouTube. Hello, Eileen. You've got vanilla coffee. Sounds absolutely amazing. Christelle, great to see you over on LinkedIn. You're currently in the UK, so you're able to catch me live. Oh, say hello to yourself and your lovely husband. You must be enjoying it. Hope you're not too jet lagged. So I actually saw that you were traveling a long way. So hopefully you're not awake because you don't want to be awake, and you're actually awake because it is the right time zone. So great to have you here. Who's next?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Jeremiah J-Man Monero with J-Man Speaks from New York, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Make it a great day.
What happens when you want to tell your WhatsApp group that you've got something coming up, an event coming up? Well, you go and post about it in your WhatsApp group, but there's so many conversations going on about whatever the WhatsApp group is about, it can easily get missed. Whereas a new feature from WhatsApp could help with this. Now, having said that, it's not available to standard groups. It's only available to, she scrolls through, you know, the other groups that they have, because I can't read because I haven't got my glasses on. So the community groups that are set up that a lot of us don't have access to. This is going to be a new feature there, but I think it is great because instead of that getting lost, you'll actually be able to create an event. And I do have a screenshot here of what it's going to look like. You'll be able to create an event in the chat, and people who are in the chat will get a notification. It'll be a big chunky message, and instead of just going, oh, I'll look at that later, they'll actually be able to click through and RSVP for the event. So this, I'm thinking of making, who's watching here, the FOMO creator. She is the person that is going to make your event amazing. This is another way that people will be able to promote events. I like this. I like seeing these. I mean, I don't ever want WhatsApp to look like Facebook with loads of content in the feed, but I do think for these specific things that groups may do together, this could be really valuable. I can see Christelle. Yes, she's saying hello to her lovely husband for me. Great, great. Okay.
I'm Esther.
And I'm Melanie.
From the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast.
And you're watching the Digital Coffee
with Amanda Webb.
Now, you may or may not be aware that I'm doing training for Google at the moment. And one thing that is very strong in that training, and actually when I look at search results, it makes total sense, is your Google business profile. Particularly now, it's vital if you're a local business. That's all I'm going to say. For service businesses like mine, who service like the whole world, you know, I don't need to come up on a map. You know, that's not going to happen. But in your search results, you'll notice when you search for something local, you get your ads at the top, but underneath that you get the map with all your Google business listings. So if you're a local business, make sure you have that up to date so people can find you. But that's great for search. People search, they find you, fabulous, but then they might forget about you. So wouldn't it be good if you could actually bring those people somewhere else where you could have a more regular communication with them? Well, now Google is allowing you to add your social media links to your Google My Business profile. And this will work for me totally, because often if I'm about to go on holiday, I'll be researching around the area, I'll find places, I'll add them to my Google map. But also it would be really useful to add their Instagram page, for example, because that means it'll pop up while I'm away and I'll remember that I need to go there. Also, because that's so much more visual. So now you can add in as many social networks as you have or you want to. I would recommend maybe not adding them all in. I would only add in ones that you are hyperactive on and that you will always be hyperactive on. So if you're just trying TikTok, maybe wait until you've been doing it for a few months before you add it in. Because the last thing you want is for people to add and then for that to be irrelevant because you're not sharing content. But I do think this is a great update. I think it's really going to help people continuously connect with your brand. Next, we need to be able to make a call to action, a strong call to action to join your email list. Just saying, just saying. I miss Jenny.
Hi, I'm Carol Phillips from Laguna Beach, California, and I'm here watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Hi.
You know what I think are really cool and on, I was going to say underused, but they probably get used quite a lot, I'd say, on Instagram is stickers, particularly the engagement stickers that you can put on your Instagram stories and some of them on your reels as well, because they really are a test if somebody is engaging with your content properly. It's getting them. So things like polls and slider polls, that's great because you know somebody's done more than just tap, 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 tap. But also things like, you know, the questions or the quizzes. I love the quizzes. I think they're totally underused. No, they're a really good way to build a bit more engagement with your audience. So I am always very excited when I see that Instagram is working on a new sticker. Now it's got a few it's working on, but the one I want to talk about today is the secret sticker. And this secret sticker, it's going to look like this. And you won't be able to see what is in the secret sticker unless you send a direct message. So I think this is kind of cool. One, it's going to get your customers into a conversation with you. So this could be a discount for a sale, and you could just say direct mail. When they direct message, you send them the link. I'm imagining the sticker reveals what the discount's going to be. Or even better, I'd actually forgotten about these until I was talking to a business last week. A whisper code. Do you remember those? This is where you give somebody a word that they say when they come into your business and they get a discount. So rather than actually having to type a discount into a website, if you're bricks and mortar, you can get them to come in and whisper the whisper code. So I think this could be a really valuable thing, particularly coming up into that holiday sales period where things are getting really busy. Ginny has left, I'm assuming it's still Ginny. Ginny has left a comment. I'm going to put my glasses on for this one. Good news about the social profiles on Google My Business. The text is very small here today, isn't it? I wonder, can I make it? There we go. We'll make it nice and big. I always recommend this Google service to my clients too. Yeah, you know, Google are very hot on Google My Business for local businesses specifically. So if you have, it's a no-brainer to do it. If you're a service-based business, I mean, you should have it, but you don't need to dedicate as much time to it, I'd say. But yeah, it's definitely one to look at. And it is almost like a social network now. It is like Google's social network, because you can update it with posts. You can tell I've been working for Google recently, can't you? And also it appears on Google Maps, and that's a real value. If somebody's in the area looking for something for the first time, that's your opportunity to appear. So I think it's pretty cool. Nicole.
Hello, this is Nicole from Wonderstars, and you are watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Now, I know a lot of businesses get frustrated about this. The fact that you cannot post a clickable link in an Instagram caption. You know what I find even more frustrating? When people post a link in an Instagram caption, it's like, can't click it, can't copy it, total waste of time, just bad news. You were kind of hoping I was going to say that you would be able to post a link in your caption on Instagram. No, in fact, the opposite. Adam Mosseri has said that this is never going to be an option. So we will never have links in the feed. And the reason he's giving is kind of curious. So he's saying that this is because he doesn't want it to be a news site. Yeah, do you not know, Mr. Mossery, that actually a lot of the content I see in my feed is from news organisations that I subscribe to. It's like video content mostly. It's actually really a quick way for me to see the news, and this is totally a way that you could eclipse Twitter, because that's where I could go for my breaking news. So yeah, it is already a news channel, but I understand that maybe you don't want to drive people off site to read articles. You know, I'm actually glad, because I don't want to see links everywhere I go. I do like the fact that actually people had to be more intentional to click your link, to go to your bio and click a link, or go to your highlights, of course, because you can put a link sticker in a story and pin it in the highlight to click a link. I think it works as it is. It may mean that you're getting fewer clicks, but I imagine the people that click are more likely to convert. But I'd need to do some testing to see if that is actually the case. I can see Eileen's. You would not click on a secret sticker unless it was posted by someone you were familiar with. You'd kind of hope brands would keep it clean. Eileen, I get where you're coming from. I hadn't thought of that. You have a dirty mind, Eileen, that's what I'm saying. But actually, that's a really good point. Thanks for that. Don't forget at 10:30, will you, to come over to LinkedIn. You can be part of our, this is how you get on our podcast, by the way. There's two ways to get on our podcast. You can be a client, or you can just come along and share your thoughts in our LinkedIn audio event happening at 10:30 a.m, where myself and May King will discuss one of these stories in more detail. So do come along. Otherwise, if you can't come along, I'm sad, but that's okay. We will see you here, same bat time, same bat place next week. Until then, bye-bye.